What was supposed to be a celebration of confidence and empowerment turned into one of the most brutal public takedowns in recent sports memory. When Angel Reese stepped onto that Victoria's Secret runway, she didn't just walk in pink silk and lace. She walked straight into a storm of judgment that would shake the very foundation of her public image. The applause that met her confident stride quickly dissolved into digital chaos as fans, critics, and even her supporters turned her so-called victory lap into a viral indictment of hypocrisy. The cameras flashed, the lights glowed, and for a fleeting moment, it looked like Angel was embracing her power, expanding beyond basketball into the glamorous world of fashion. But the internet, as it always does, wasn't impressed by the show. It was obsessed with the contradiction. This was the same woman who once cried at a press conference about being sexualized, who demanded that people respect her for her talent, not her body. Yet here she was, walking for a brand built on lingerie and seduction. Within minutes, social media split into factions, some cheering her bravery, others accusing her of selling out everything she once stood for. It wasn't just the act itself that caused the explosion. It was what it symbolized. Angel had spent years crafting an image of defiance, using her platform to challenge the objectification of women in sports. But now, that same message was being used against her, word for word. Old clips resurfaced of her saying, "Stop sexualizing me," now stitched side by side with her runway footage, painting her not as a trailblazer, but as a hypocrite. The caption, "Pick a lane," became the unofficial slogan of the backlash. Overnight, she went from being the face of empowerment to the poster child for contradiction. Even those who once defended her began questioning her intentions. Was this really about empowerment, or was it about attention? Commentators didn't hold back. Some said she had every right to embrace her femininity, but most agreed that her real failure wasn't walking the runway. It was pretending that it didn't clash with her previous words. "You can't play the victim one day," one analyst said, "and then turn around and capitalize on the very thing you claim to hate." The irony was too sharp to ignore, and social media, fueled by outrage and memes, made sure it never would be. Clips of her walk began trending alongside her past interviews, creating a brutal visual timeline of inconsistency. Fans who once admired her strength now felt betrayed. "We defended her when she said she didn't want to be objectified," one user wrote, "and now she's literally doing the thing she asked us not to." Every supportive voice she once had was drowned out by those calling her fake, manipulative, and self-serving. The internet didn't just turn on her, it devoured her. But what made this scandal cut even deeper was that Angel had been through this before. This wasn't her first controversy, and it likely wouldn't be her last. Earlier, she had been accused of stealing a viral TikTok concept from another creator, a dance trend called Mabounds. She rebranded it as her own, racked up millions of views, and never credited the original artist. Back then, it was a small scandal brushed aside by her fan base. But now, as the Victoria's Secret chaos unfolded, those old accusations came roaring back. It became another piece of evidence in a growing case against her authenticity, a pattern of taking what wasn't hers, whether it was ideas or narratives, and twisting them for her own spotlight. Each passing day brought a new wave of edits, commentary videos, and think pieces dissecting Angel's fall from grace. Sports commentators, culture critics, and YouTubers all joined the feeding frenzy. Memes labeled her Miss Contradiction. Twitter threads read like obituaries for her credibility. Even those who defended her right to express herself couldn't ignore the glaring irony between her words and actions. This wasn't about policing her choices, it was about calling out the hypocrisy of claiming victimhood while cashing in on the very system she claimed to despise. The most devastating part was how personal the fallout became. The criticism wasn't just about a runway walk anymore, it was about who Angel Reese had become. Her once loyal supporters began disappearing, leaving behind silence where praise used to echo. "She's not real anymore," one comment read. "She's just performing for the algorithm." That single line summed up the sentiment haunting her every move. The authenticity that once made her a cultural icon had vanished beneath a cloud of contradiction. By the time the dust began to settle, Angel wasn't trending for her achievements, her stats, or her influence. She was trending because people couldn't stop talking about how she'd lost her way. Even within the WNBA, her star seemed to dim. Reporters stopped asking about her. The league's marketing focus shifted toward players like Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins, athletes who commanded attention for their skill, not their controversies. The silence surrounding Angel became louder than any criticism. She wasn't cancelled, But she was forgotten. And in the modern era of fame, that's worse. The deeper truth behind Angel Reese's downfall isn't about what she wore, it's about what she represented. Her career had always been built on rebellion, on refusing to fit the mold. She was the outspoken one, the confident one, the unapologetic symbol of women taking control of their narrative. But control without accountability isn't strength, it's delusion. And when her message of empowerment became indistinguishable from attention-seeking, the audience she built on honesty turned away. What hurts most about Angel's collapse is that she had the potential to be something bigger than a viral figure. She could have been a lasting symbol of how women in sports can redefine beauty and confidence on their own terms. But instead, she chose the easy route: fame over integrity, spotlight over sincerity. The same audience that once cheered her on has now become her toughest critic, not because they hate her, but because they feel deceived by her. Now, Angel stands at a crossroads. She can either double down, pretending that the backlash is just hate, or she can face what everyone else already sees: the truth that empowerment without consistency is nothing but performance. The question isn't whether she'll recover her reputation, it's whether she's ready to earn it back by being real. Because no matter how many brand deals or viral moments come her way, credibility is the one thing she can't fake. Angel Reese's story is no longer about basketball or modeling. It's about the cost of hypocrisy in the age of social media. She wanted to inspire, but ended up becoming a cautionary tale. The very stage she used to celebrate herself became the one that exposed her. And in a world that never forgets, her greatest opponent isn't the critics. It's the reflection staring back at her. So what do you think? Did Angel Reese cross the line between empowerment and contradiction? Was the backlash fair? Or did fans expect too much from someone still figuring out her image? Drop your thoughts below, and if you want more deep dives into the stories shaking the world of sports and celebrity culture, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and join the conversation. Because sometimes, the biggest drama isn't on the court. It's what happens when the spotlight fades.